Okay, so today we are going to be taking a look at installing a Cardo Freecom 4 Plus into the Scorpion R1 Air helmet. So on my previous setup, why don't I just go grab my previous setup? Alright, so my previous setup, I currently have the Cardo Freecom, I think 2 Plus. Should have just gone ahead and gotten the 4 Plus. So what's the difference? This one, you have to poke it to do anything. You can't just hands-free say like, hey Cardo or okay Google or any of that stuff. So, not going to go over how this is wired right now because it's a pain in the butt to do, but I am going to show you how I wire my helmet with the Cardo system. For the recording system, you can kind of see my microphone tucked in there. I will be moving this stuff over later into this helmet. One step at a time, because I want to make sure that I have the Cardo hooked up first, and then if I am riding around the next week or so and I start feeling a hot spot, like a bunch of cables bundled up in one spot in the helmet, I can identify, was it my microphone or was it the Cardo wires that are bunching up somewhere. So I only install one at a time, and that's what this video is going to be. It's just going to be installing the Freecom 4 Plus. What makes it so much better than the 2 Plus? Number one, hands-free. You do not have to poke this thing in order for it to activate. You can just straight up say like, okay Cardo, hey Cardo, whatever. Volume knob, I'm assuming, and then if for whatever reason your system can't hear you, I assume it would be that this is answer and hang up, this is play and stop, and this is probably the communication in case you're hooked up to a fellow rider. So packaging seems pretty nice. Sticker. Sticker came undone. Alright, pocket guide. Let's take a look. Came in multiple languages, but let's see. Yep, volume up and down. Let's see. Stop, I guess, is just press this in once. Okay. Turn on and off, you touch these two buttons at the same time. They're, I mean, quite raised. And if it's anything like my 2 Plus, these buttons are nice and like sharp. You'll feel them through your gloves. Blah blah blah. Volume. Yeah. Volume up and down. I get it. Volume up, volume down. Charging port. I think this is micro USB. It's a shame it's not USB Type-C, but that's fine. And that's just what connects to the mounting unit. Cool. Worry about pairing it later. For now, the hard part. Get out of that safety stuff information. For now, main focus is going to be this. These are the speakers that go on the inside, so that these will be important. And we have the mounting plate. So the mounting plate, for me, I always kept it on my left side of the helmet. I'm thinking I'm going to do the same with the Scorpion. Before I get started, I am going to pop the face shield off, because I don't want to be, you know, I'll be messing with it, the innards and all that, so this way, no matter where I touch, I'm not going to mess up the face shield. Let's see, we have a charging cable, set that aside for now, and we have the microphone unit, or one of the microphone units. I am assuming that there is another microphone unit as well that is not hardwired like this. This is what I believe you'll be using if you have a half helmet setup. But I don't see any other microphones in here. Oh, I see. The microphone is in this bag, along with one of these headphone speakers. So let's see. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Let me open this up and see what we've got in package number 1. Package number 1, it looks like we have 2 speakers, 2 JBL speakers connected with one wire. So one of these I presume is left, one of these I presume is right. If I had to guess, the short one is probably left. Let me see if there's any indication on here. There does not seem to be, so it's probably somewhere in our directions. So let's take a look. Good God, that's a lot of stuff and information. Okay, well, they keep talking about mounting it to the left side, so based on that, I am going to make the assumption that the short side is going to be the left side. If that's the case, we'll be mounting the system somewhere on this side, with the speakers being plugged in to the unit itself. The short cable will be right on the inside, and it'll be for the left ear. This one will go along the inside, the top of here, down over to the other side. Not sure how well the camera's picking all that up, but first things first, we have to get all of these out of here. So I'll be disassembling this helmet for the first time. Hopefully I don't mess anything up too badly. Those are just connected, I think, through Velcro. Yep, just Velcro. So, Velcro and wedged pretty snugly up front. Then we have these. Okay, so just gonna pull this. Feel for the snaps. 1, 2. Probably a third one towards the back, but oh, you can see the little air bladder system now. That's kind of neat. Make sure there's nothing else going to be in the way. Probably one more snap. Yep. Okay, so that's all done. Let's go ahead and repeat the process to this side. 1, 2, should be one more. Should be one more. Yep, there was one more. Okay, we get this out. All right, good. Pull this up. This whole curtain comes out. All right. You can see the innards of the main cheek pad and little neck curtain. Not sure what you would call that. And we can see the sides. And by the way, if you didn't know, the R1 Air, the reason I like it especially, is because you can pump this little red thing, and it pumps up these little air bladders on the side to snug your pads right up against your cheek. And then this little red piece lets all the air back out. It's a neat little system. I like it. So let's see, we also gotta get the top out, because that is probably the direction I'll be routing the cables for the speakers. So let's just be careful not to rip anything. Let's see, these are mounted right up here. Don't want to tear anything, but it's really snug up there. There we go. 1 snap, 2 snap, and 3 snaps in the front. And then probably 2 in the back. 1, 2, good. So there is the top. Nice, and you can see there were 3 little positions towards the front, then those are what you're snapping off when you pull down, and you got 2 in the back. So really plush, really nice. I have ridden in this helmet twice now. Its weather has not been great lately, but there's the inside that we're gonna ruin with cables. So let's take a look at what we are going to need. First of all, we're going to need the mounting plate. For me, these little like wedge things, that's what I used on my Bell helmet. Don't have any problems with that, so that's what I'm going to duplicate here. So on the left side of the helmet, I'm going to try to position this just here, wherever this little bit of tape came from. It's a little worrying that I can see something like that coming off, but well, it is what it is. I'm going to just try to tear that. There we go. Just a little bit of black tape. Hopefully wasn't too important. Find what I did with the mounting bracket. There we go. And I'm just going to slot this in somewhere about here. Now, it is going to be worryingly tight. So if you're doing this for the first time, it is supposed to be obnoxiously tight, squeezing that up there. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, before I put that all the way in, I'm going to wait. I'm going to just deal with the speakers first. The Scorpion helmet came with these 2 little placeholder spots for you to put your speakers in later. So it's time to take these out. Toss them. We don't need them. Now for the speakers. If I remember correctly, it came with some little pads and cleaning and some adhesive. These guys right here. So these are your Velcro pads that your speakers will stick to. And we're just going to need to clean those areas off with the little included alcohol prep pads. Be careful if you have any cuts on your finger, this will burn like hell. So just clean off that little area. Just want to get any like dust and debris like that out of the way. Make sure that the little Velcro piece you're about to stick there has a good, clean, solid surface to stick to. That'll do. Disgusting. And now we are going to grab the bits of adhesive, or the little adhesive Velcro squares. So just peel off the little white-ish part, and you're going to stick it in that little area. Okay. There we go. That's one. So now I need to grab the other one and do the same thing. Okay. And good. So we got both of those little Velcro pieces stuck fast inside of there. Those shouldn't be going anywhere. And those little Velcro things are maybe 2 or 3 millimeters thick, so they're not adding a huge amount of girth to the inside. So when I have ridden around in my Bell, I don't feel the speakers at all in there. We'll find out if that is the same case with these. So now I'm just going to wedge the speaker units in there. It seems like it's kind of a tight fit. They might stick out just a little bit. It's a little worrying. Yeah, they are. Like maybe like half a millimeter too large to fit in there perfectly snug, but I've got this one wedged in there nice and good, and it is making contact with the Velcro, so that's holding it in place. Now for this one, I'm going to try to position it so the wires are coming down like this. So we'll see if I'm able to succeed. Going to peel my air bladder back, and we're going to try to wedge this in. Okay, there's one side. And I can see now, actually, that there's a little plastic tab right here and here that it's kind of stopping the speaker unit from going in nice and cleanly. Interesting. I suppose that's a good thing. They kind of thought ahead in trying to help you, but in the process, they have made it very difficult to actually install this nice and neatly. But I think I've got it. There we go. Just press nice and firmly, and that speaker unit is fitting super snug in there. It's totally flat with that hole, which tells me that there should be a way to do that here. So I'm going to go back to this side and attempt to wedge it in correctly now. So let me peel it off. There we go. And as you can see, the felt part of the Velcro patch did not come off, only this one did. So let's try that again. Once more with feeling. So I'm going to try to do the same way. Try to put it in the side facing the forward of the helmet first. Cable coming down towards the inside of the helmet. I'm going to focus my attention on the rear pin. I'm just going to try to push that flat. There we go. That was an incredibly snug fit, but we've got our speaker unit in there perfectly flush with this little foam piece right here. So it is very, very, very tough, I will admit, but it is possible to get that down. And now we've got this one wire that comes down. Let me go ahead and split this just a little bit. So now this one wire comes all the way down, and it will be sitting flat against the top of the helmet, this one single wire going down across the top. And then out the bottom will be this wire, and it will be coming out and plugging into my comms unit wherever I decide to finally put it along this outside. But for now, I'm basically done with this, aside from the microphone. Now the microphone is going to be this little piece right here. And you can see they kind of have the same sort of setup. It is a small wire, and it has a microphone. The microphone has this felt patch already on it for wind reduction, and it came with 2 pieces of Velcro felt. That way you can stick it wherever you need to at the front of your helmet. Now I do have a chin guard on here, or a chin curtain on here. So let me see what would be available. Well, it looks like the chin guard goes inside this plastic piece, so all of this should be fair game. I'm gonna stick it right here next to my red button that pumps up these air bladders, and I think that's gonna be a good spot for it. Nice and close to this side as well, where the comms unit will be. So that's where I'm going to plan on it being, is right there. Little red button, little black button. Maybe a little bit off to the side like this. So I'm going to take my Velcro. Oh, grab my alcohol pad, which is still moist enough. Okay. We've cleaned off that area well enough, I suppose. I'm actually going to try to position this felt pad kind of in the middle of where I was talking about. So that way if I decide it's too close to the middle, I can move it back, and vice versa. So we'll go for splitting the difference right about here. There, I can put it closer to the button or farther from the button, and that should suffice. Okay? And then the microphone itself, stick it there with the Velcro. I'll start with it farther away, because more wire is better than not enough wire. I think I'm going to plan on routing it like right up against this air bladder. I would normally pull it all the way up and have it go around here, but I hesitate to say if it would reach the comms unit. Let's see. No, that would probably reach the comms unit. So I'm actually going to route it up over this red snap. That way the red snap kind of holds that wire out of the way and in place. And for now, we are ready to start reinstalling all of our pads. While I have the cheek pads out, I'm going to go ahead and just make an executive decision to mount the Cardo unit. This is the right side, not the left. Uh-oh. Well, at least, you know, this is a good learning moment. Make sure you know the difference between left and right before you begin. Also, this is why I suppose these speakers are mounted with Velcro and not with, like, actual powerful adhesive. It is specifically for morons like me who can't tell the difference between left and right. Left side. This side. Matthew, come on. Alright, well, Let me actually mount this so it's kind of facing this way and the wire goes up. Good, the thing is flush. The bright side, second time, I actually know what I'm doing now, so just wedge that in and give it some muscles until it clicks in place. There. Jeez. Alright, now we have the wire going the right way, going out the left side, and I'm an idiot, and this also means that the microphone is now gonna be on the wrong side, with all that cable just going against my lips. No. On the bright side, I didn't push the adhesive strongly enough anyway, so... Silver lining, question mark? Alright, well, This is an upsetting little moment right here, isn't it? Okay, so take two. We got the little cable thing. I'm going to have it go this way, but I'm going to have it come out more than usual so I don't lose it this time. Alright, take two. Get this in here. Get this out of the way. You know what? Microphone last. Let's go ahead and put the thing up. Alright, let's see. Put this guy in here. I'm just gonna wedge it in there till I feel it click. I didn't feel no click. That time I felt a click. Let me go ahead and push all of this into its place here on the right side of the helmet, which is not the left side. I have figured out the difference between left and right. It is a Christmas miracle in October. Okay, we got that in place. Let me see if I can't get this to connect to the right spot, even though I'm gonna have to redo it once I get the microphone wired through here. Nope, not lined up. Let's try that again. Should be right about here. There we go. Now I felt it. So this little wire, right, this little wire will have to go somewhere over here. And it'll have to be connected somehow to this little bugger. So we're going to tuck this wire so that it is back here. Yeah, somewhere right around here. Maybe the side, the back side, somewhere like that. That will make putting this in more difficult, but should still be doable. Let me see. Make sure that's doable first. Because if it doesn't tuck in, then I know that that's not going to work. Starting to think it might be better to like just have not taken this apart at all. This is kind of a pain to put back together again. There we go. I at least have the fronts in the correct spot. Now it's just the back. Which, good grief. Okay, so that's all in place. And the wire does tuck neatly back there. Okay, so that's good to know. That seems snug and secure. The problem is the wire is visible now from here, so I have to retuck this part in through here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to untuck this a little bit, aren't I? Alright, so let's peel this back just enough to tuck this unit down through here. Not a lot, just enough. But I want to make sure that this other piece stays on the outside, the connector bit. There we go. That's what I want to see. So now I just gotta have this come out through the bottom, somewhere about here. But I gotta make sure that the rest of it doesn't come out. All of this needs to stay in place. Because if it comes out, oh, it's gonna be a pain to get back in again. I also might as well just go ahead and lock down the right side cheek pads, just to stop them from shifting as they have so often. Yeah, let's go ahead and lock these in, the right side at least. So we're gonna lock in the top and the front and the one in the back. There. So now at the very least, the right side is not going to be shifting and moving as I'm trying to work. So that's nice, at least. I can rest assured that that is fine. But now I have to make this come out of the left side. So let's untuck a very small portion towards the front of here. My goal is to have it come out somewhere down along here. So let's try to just untuck that piece towards the front. But I want to keep this piece firmly down towards the back, because that's where I've got my wire connector bunched together. So I'm just going to loosen that. I'm going to be tucking this out through there. Good. So now I want to tuck this back in so that it doesn't go shifting on me. It doesn't go moving. Don't want that to happen. No, sir. Okay. There we go. Alright. Who said that installing a Cardo is hard? Alright, let's go ahead and get this kind of mounted in place. I guess I've kind of married to this spot on my helmet now, so I guess this is where it's going to end up going once I'm ready. The microphone cable, So the microphone cable, I'm thinking I'm actually going to just go ahead and wire the microphone cable in here as well. Let me tuck this up, or pull this up once more. Tuck that microphone cable in and pull the excess, and then I'll wedge it back in place. Like so. Like a glove. Alright, let's go ahead and shove this back in. Just gonna like pull that apart, and we're gonna shove it onto the edge of the helmet. It should not be between the foam and your skin. It should be between the shell and the EPS. There we go. There we go. Whew. Alright, so microphone cable, I can see it. It's come out right about here. Let me go ahead and grab the microphone and stick it to its new home above the air release button. Going to just plug the wire right here. Going to move it as forward as it can go, close to the red button. Same deal as before though, I am going to plug it in and I will mount it up high and kind of tuck it behind where the chin strap is, because like I said, that seems to just be a huge cavern that goes all the way down into the EPS foam. Okay. Got that in there. All secured. And now all I do is secure the snaps. All three of them. So I'm going to start with the one that is forward. So somewhere about here. Then the one up top. Once I pull the chin strap down. And there is one in towards the back. That's not even lined up. Okay. And with that, we have our Cardo system installed. Let me go ahead and plop the helmet on and see if I feel any sensitive points before I like plug in the unit and start trying to configure it and all that. Okay, so immediately I'm not noticing anything different. I'm not noticing any hot points, not knowing any place that like the wires are bunching up. Even the back of my head where the those wires were all mangled together, I can feel it like with my fingers right here. But the thing is, I wedged it kind of between the shell and the EPS foam, not between the EPS foam and the helmet lining. So the pressure isn't on me. The pressure right now is on the shell itself. So I'm not feeling a hot spot there like I do with my current helmet. Let me see. So even like putting like 4 or 5 pumps on the air bladder system in the cheek pads, I'm still not feeling any noticeable bulge from the microphone wires in particular, because those are bunched up right about here underneath this chin strap connector, and I'm not feeling anything even there. Reaching up to look for the air release valve, microphone's not getting in the way. It's much lower than I'm used to it being. I might go ahead and raise it up higher so that way it's somewhere closer to my mouth, but that might cause problems with the Cardo unit itself. But basically, that is it for how I connect my Cardo unit to my helmets. That's how I like to do it. That's exactly the same way that I have it wired with my Bell helmet. Wire system is pretty clean. You can't really see or feel any wires. I will be doing another video showing how I route my wires for my motovlog setup, because there are some extra steps I had to take with that. But that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go put on my face shield, pair my phone to the new Cardo system, and I'm going for a ride as soon as the rain lets up. Have a good one.